You can click
I got
this if you want, but it doesn't matter because I'm just gonna upload it like I did for the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the podcast. You doing good today?
WD-40 on this chair, I think.
You do a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you turned into a professional handyman?
I'm pretty close. I mean, I'm getting paid to do handy work.
Yeah.
So I assume that makes me a professional.
But it is actually.
Yeah.
By
that's
definition.
all it takes.
Yeah.
I've been doing quite a bit of handy work.
What you like changing light bulbs?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm actually like rewiring stuff and
yeah.
Like because I'm taking out the ballast of some of the old lights and stuff like that, and then I just have a bunch of like random gopher type jobs. Like today I had to be here and then like unlock a door so that this guy could like put extra building materials in because he's doing the roof.
Uh-huh.
And then some lady needed a key for her suite because she's moving in, but I needed her to paint it so that the other guy can put the carpet down. So it's like me dealing with like tenants and contractors and stuff basically, and then doing whatever I can for other stuff. Like next week, since they're getting a new roof on, probably this week or next week, I'm going to get a bunch of ceiling tiles and go repair them because they had a bunch of leaks and they have a bunch of bad ceiling. Just like little random shit. And I also have like a big list of everything too, of all things I can do. Like, so I'm like, okay, well, I need to check the furnaces, get new filters for it, buy more lights, change doorknob. Like, it's just dumb shit I can do. So whenever I feel like it, I'm just like, okay, we'll go.
Time to go change some light bulbs.
Time to go pretend to put my maintenance cap on. Yes, I am a maintenance worker. Hi, nice to meet you.
You should just get a hat that says maintenance on it.
I should draw a hat and then get it professionally embroidered.
Wow.
And dude, I want to do some Jump Off the Bridge Time Wizard shirts. It's been killing me. 5 years and I haven't made any.
You should, and it should be like pink.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's got to be pink. It's got to be pink. And then I was thinking of like little embroidered hip thrusting like Time Wizards on it or something. Like, you know how they have those fancy polo shirt or Ralph Lauren shirts with the guy playing golf on the horse or whatever it is? That'd
you
be
just
great.
have a guy like...
Yeah, it was just tiny and like, you know, it would look professional. That would be so awesome.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I got to do that soon.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you still eat that knack? Are you still eating the knack? Are you knacking?
Yeah, I do it every odd day. I use knack.
Uh-huh.
And the only thing I've noticed is that I bleed a lot more, but that's about it. Because it's anti-clotting. So like if you get cut, you bleed a little bit more, but that's about it.
I mean,
that's it.
Yeah.
It is an antifungal though, and the only time that I've ever had a problem with it is when I was taking it consistently. It was right before it was on your wedding actually. When I was taking it consistently with the black sesame oil and the oregano pills, I reached a point where I was like getting a bad headache, and it was right when you guys were you were in the church and you were getting married, and I had this like throbbing headache, and we had people complaining behind us or whatever. You know them, obviously, it doesn't matter. But they were whiny. They were very whiny, and it was really annoying. But yeah, that was it. And then I stopped doing that like pretty much that day, and then a while ago I started just doing the knack every other day because I was like, well, if I take it every day, it feels like it doesn't help me, like my head hurts or something. But if I take it every other day, then it seems good. So I heard positive things about it. I'm still using it.
You're still there. I didn't know.
Yeah, every other day. Today I took it, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I noticed. Yeah. Your complexion's a little different.
The blood is flowing fast. Don't cut me.
I will squirt.
I'm going to squirt all over this place. Watch out.
I'm a squirter. You take like 3 pills.
But for anyone that doesn't actually know what we're talking about, it's like this. When I was doing the parasite pill thing, I read about NAC, and it says free radical protection with selenium and molybdenum maintains cellular health. It's supposed to be good for your head, too. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's an amino acid. It's just like, it's like some kind of sulfur salt something. I don't know. I'm not smart enough. You figure it out. If I succeed in what I'm doing in 10 years, we can say it's because of NAC.
It was all.
It's all NAC.
Yeah.
It's because my free radicals were protected. Both also because I'm not taking PUFAs as well. They're protected through that.
Oh, no PUFAs?
Polyunsaturated fats. I'm not doing that. Yeah.
I like the name of that. That's a good name.
Yeah.
PUFA, yeah. Damn.
So I don't do that, and I take the NAC, and then I take my Adams.
Yeah, that's the
Adam and Eve.
Yeah, the horse pill.
Yeah, the horse pill.
Yeah.
The multivitamin, and then I take vitamin D every day.
I have the not that brand, but it's basically the same ingredients, but it's from whatever the vitamin store.
Well, this is what the people in Genesis took in the Bible. Yeah.
Oh, that one. That's where that. Okay.
That's why it's called the Adam and Eve.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
it's
probably
for real men, is what it is.
I probably took the soy white pills.
Yeah, I think you take the estrogen pills. Dude, actually, it was really funny. I was talking to our Jade and her family. They go to this personal trainer or whatever, and he recently had a heart problem because and his doctor couldn't figure out what it was. He just went in and he was like, "Oh, I feel like I'm gonna die." He didn't know what it was. And I was talking to him recently because we were shoveling dirt and helping him with some planter boxes and stuff. They invited him over, and I'm chatting with him. I'm like, "So yeah, what happened? Like, what was the outcome of that story?" And he's like, "Oh, I figured it out." He's like, "I was taking too much caffeine." He's like, "My multivitamin had caffeine in it, like 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine." Yeah.
What the?
And then
in your multivitamin?
Yeah, I was like, I've never heard of a multivitamin.
Oh my
that's
God.
And yeah, he was like, I do energy drinks, and then I have the multivitamin, but it's like it's a weird multivitamin that supposedly has caffeine in it. Like, it has energy, and then it also has, which arguably may or may not be energy,
Sure.
but it also had, what is that other stuff in it, too? It's that, my brain isn't working. It's the NAC. No, it's that thing people take, why can't I remember those pills? It's like, it helps your gut. They're alive bacteria. What is it? Probiotics.
Probiotic.
Yeah, sorry, I'm slow. It had
fine.
probiotics, and then it has that caffeine in it, and then it also has some like other random like vitamin B and some other stuff. And I'm like, what fucking pill is this? That sounds terrible.
It's a miracle pill.
Yeah, miracle pill. Man, every time I take it, I feel like I need to shit and run 5 miles. Like, Jesus. Yeah, and he does coffee and whatever.
Jesus.
It is super funny. So, yeah, he's like, my doctor couldn't figure it out, but I checked my pills, and I was like, oh, this is a problem. And I stopped. I think he just manages the time he takes the pill better or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Oh, it has creatine in it as well, too. It's a weird pill. It's got a bunch of shit.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Damn. I see, like, I've been considering I want to take, like, you can get like a mushroom blend with like cordyceps and lion's mane and all that stuff in it. And I've been trying to look at that. You can get like a mushroom coffee that like seems pretty good, but I don't know.
Is there a reason you want that stuff in your diet? And like, did you look up like cordyceps and you're like, man, I really need that 1% like running stamina or something?
It's just like an slight energy boost thing. I'm like, I just like. See, here's my problem. I want to take it to see if I notice a difference and not be committed. So, like, everything's like, oh, yeah, here's, like, 2 months worth of pills. I'm like, well, what if I don't notice anything? What's the point?
I get what you're saying.
The mushroom coffee might be a good one.
I've heard that they can be pretty good. I've heard people talk about them tasting like dirt water. But
that's fine.
Sometimes, I mean, mushroom is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say go for it. I recently been drinking Merja, which is a mountain tea. It's behind you in this bag here. I bought it at
The flowers?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's just like a random. You can smell them. They smell pretty good. It's like it has
smells
no
like
caffeine.
tea, yeah.
Yeah, it has no caffeine. You just crack them and boil them, and that's it. Boil them in water, and it makes tea. I saw it at the store, and I was like, "Oh, this is weird." And I looked it up, and it's like got some antioxidants and stuff.
Why is it telling you, as an adult, you need to drink 200 milliliters 2 times a day before meals?
I don't know. It's probably just a way to sell more.
No, before every meal, you must drink tea.
If you haven't drank it, you need to drink it.
Yeah.
So, but I've been drinking it. It's pretty good. I was like, man, are you sure this thing doesn't have caffeine in it? It's pretty good. I looked it up. It doesn't have anything, so.
Might just be some hot water.
Might just be demons. Maybe I'm purging, yeah.
Oh, you think that's like sage? That's like a sage...
Speaking of purging demons, we bought a papaya recently. Have you had a papaya?
Yeah, I love papaya.
Yeah, do you eat the seeds?
No.
Because I've eaten the seeds because I know that's an anti-parasitic as well.
Is it?
Yeah, and they're really bitter and have like a pepper taste, like a peppercorn taste.
Yeah.
But they're squishy, like boba.
A little bit squishy. Yeah. I've had one in an accident, but I spit it out.
Yeah, I just been eating them.
I don't know if that's good for you.
They say you can eat them.
Okay.
So we'll see.
But you like papaya?
Yeah, I mean,
I love papaya.
Yeah, we bought one. I think I got a two. We didn't get to it for a while. It's like kind of overripe. But I was like, man, I kind of like this. I might incorporate this in my diet. It's kind of like a vague watermelon mango is what it's like. But it's distinctly papaya. It has its own flavor. It's just weird.
Yeah. So like if you go to Hawaii, this is a weird thing with like I think whenever you go to Hawaii, everything kind of tastes a little bit different. You'll have like fruits and stuff that are the same. Like avocados here taste a certain way. They taste like avocado.
Yeah.
But in Hawaii, like you would crack open that avocado, and if you just put salt on it, it tastes like you're eating like egg salad. Like it's all in one egg salad somehow.
Wow.
With a little bit of avocado taste. So same with papaya. It tastes a little bit different. Like it's like sweeter, it's like gooier than the ones I've had here. So
maybe they have a different variant of the tree or whatever they grow or something.
Yeah. So it's like I'm pretty sure like in Hawaii that they probably have the other kind of avocado, but the one that I had was different.
Interesting.
So,
yeah, I'm excited. I'll be taking a trip to Hawaii next week, so no. Check that out. The next time I hit Hawaii for my weekend fun.
Just a 16-hour flight for a weekend of fun.
No, I just jet ski there, actually. That's typically what I do. And then when I run out of gas, you've played Rust, right? I build like an amniotic underwater gas tapper, and I just roll it down with lead weights, and then I just keep lifting it up until it sucks the oil up, and then my thing is modified to run on both corn oil and abiotic fluid.
Pure crude.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The oil that comes from the ocean that's reproducible and not the fossil fuels that, that bullshit guy sells us to pretend that the environment's dying.
The bullshit companies such as Exxon.
Yeah. Or whatever that Rockwell dude is.
Yeah, that's a bunch of bull honky.
That Rockstar energy drink dude, I hate that guy.
Yeah, he's trying to sell us crude oil.
Yeah.
Like, what do you got, barrels of it?
Yeah, he labeled it fossil fuels, and they talked about how the oil crisis was going to reach a crescendo, whatever that means.
I don't know.
I just tap the water, throw my line out like a fishing line, and I wait. And if that doesn't work, then I just decay fish until I get fermented garum that I use to power my jet ski.
Why don't you just communicate with, like, the dolphins and whales?
Yeah, sometimes... Well, actually, we go back. We have problems.
Oh.
Yeah, I was part of a human supremacist thing, and the dolphins don't like that.
No.
But it's like a weird, jealousy thing, because they're, into human women.
That they are. Well, and men sometimes.
Yeah. If anything willing, really.
Or not.
Yeah, or not. Yeah, dolphins and me go back. We got beef.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I was thinking about this the other day with dolphins and whales. Like, you can tell that they're smart. And, if someone were to somehow figure out how to translate the waves of sound into something that we could understand, I think people would hear it and be like, I'm not even really impressed. Because the dolphins and the whales, they don't create anything. And so our value as humans is creating things. And so we put a lot of eggs into that basket of creation. And because dolphins and whales only create more dolphins and whales, they don't build buildings or technology or whatever. We would have the translator be like, oh, cool. And then after a few years, everybody would be like, yeah, dude, that whale said that he would have sex with my mom or something. And that would be as much as it would be used.
That is a great... I don't even know how to respond to that.
But I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, honestly, the problem is that they have fins and they can't draw, really.
They can't draw.
Dolphins, retarded.
I tried to hand the dolphin a hammer and he puts it in his mouth. I'm like, what are you, retarded?
Yeah. What are you, dumb? The only thing you're used for is I could put my dick in your blowhole.
Create something, damn it.
Yeah. Make something with your hands, you loser. I don't care about your tribal songs.
Hey, give me the translator. Give me the translator. Hey, try building a motorcycle.
He gets out of the water. Tries to flip you off, does not have fingers. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's good, dude.
Yeah, no, our society is gonna crumble.
Dude, I had this whole conversation today where this guy was telling me these stories of this dead guy that he knew. Well, I was helping the roofer dude, and he was telling me the tales of this guy named Greg.
Uh-huh.
And basically, like, it was like this bro ship because Greg was like a 6'7" Andre the Giant, from my understanding.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not gonna give these stories like any justice at all, like because it was just like the randomest thing. But we started talking about this guy because he just knew him. And so he begins the story basically telling me about, like, Greg's end in some sense. Like, Greg died by being shot 7 times, and he managed to still drive a block in Detroit or Ohio or something, and then, like, he died afterwards. I think it was some, like, drug deal or something, whatever. Okay. I don't know, whatever it was. But he knew this guy, 6'7". He was, like, an angry dude. He always fight with everyone, wouldn't talk to anyone. And so, like, one day, this guy who I met, Gary, was talking, he was, like, working some job, and Greg was there, too. And Greg would always tell him, like, hey, go get my shit, like, every day. And he would do it because he thought that was part of his responsibility. Well, eventually the boss told him, like, no, you don't have to get Greg's shit for him. Like, he's supposed to be able to do that for himself. So he's like, okay. And so it happens again where Greg goes to Gary, and he's like, hey, get my shit. And Gary's like, no, I can't get it because the boss said, you know, I can't, it's not within my pay view or whatever. Yeah. And so Greg gets pissed, goes and sleeps, whatever. So later, Gary is, like, fucking sweeping the floor, and Greg walks up, sees him, and, like, kicks the broom out of his hands. And Gary looks at him, he's like, that is the biggest beating I've ever seen a broom take. You kicked the shit out of that broom. And, like, Greg started laughing. He thought it was really funny, and he's like, that is the funniest shit I've ever heard. And they've been friends ever since, basically. And so, like, he's telling me all these stories, and he's like, yeah, Greg will get so much pussy. He's like, I've never seen a guy get more pussy than this guy. And I was like, well, what did he do? He's like, one time we were at this bar, and he just walked up to this lady and whispered in her ear. And next thing I know, we're in the car, and she's waiting outside of it. And I'm like, where are we going, Greg? And he's like, we're going to have sex and get pussy or whatever. And, like, and he was like, well, later, he's like talking to Greg, and he's like, what did you do? And he's like, I fucked the shit out of her. He's like, I put my dick in her ass, and she was like, there's a first time for everything, or something like that. And he's like, well, Greg, what'd you say to her? He's like, I just walked up to her and told her I had a big dick. And then he's like, oh my God. And then he talked to the lady later, and she's like, you should have told me. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, you should have told me he had a fucking huge dick. And it's like, he told you that. And she's like, yeah, it's like the size of a coffee can. She was like, I couldn't do anything with it. Oh my God. So funny. When this other story he told me is he said they were working on a roof one time, and all the cops start showing up, and so Gary goes down the ladder, talk to the cops, and it's like a shorter guy than him, and the cops are like, Gary asks Greg, he's like, why are they showing up? And Greg's like, oh, they're probably showing up for me, like they probably want me or whatever. And he's like, okay. So he goes down and talks to the cop, and he's like, what are you here for? And he's like, well, we're here for Greg, because in Ohio he shot at an officer. And so he's like, okay, like, did he actually shoot at an officer? And they're like, well, it was a starter pistol. And it's like, okay, a starter pistol, he shot at an officer, okay. And then you couldn't arrest him in Ohio, why? And he's like, well, it took us 30 minutes, and he was already gone over the state line by then. So in 30 minutes, you couldn't arrest him, whatever. So there's, like, all this thing, and he's like, Gary, like, looks at the cop, and he's like, look, man, you're not gonna be able to get this guy. Like, he's on the roof. He's like, dude, he's like looking at this officer. He's like, tell you what, just call back your place, the people in Ohio, ask them if they have a valid reason, and if you think that you want to take this guy, he's not afraid of a fight. He will fight you. He's gonna take you out. Like, so the guy's like, okay. So, like, he calls back his base, and then, like, 5 more officers show up, and then, so they're, like, surrounding this house or whatever, and Gary's, like, talking to him, and then, like, 10 minutes go by, and they all just leave. Oh my God. And he tells me this other story. Greg is fucking sleeping. He's like napping or whatever, and some guy comes up to him. They were like working at the same place. He's like a mean dude. They're both mean dudes, but this guy walks up to Greg. He's like, hey, Greg, if you wrote that shit about me on the forklift, I'm gonna kick your ass. And Greg's like, yeah, I don't care, whatever, I'll fight you. Like, fuck it, you want to fight. And then he's like, he goes back to sleep. The guy walks away. And then Gary's sitting there, and then like a little bit later, fucking Greg wakes up and he's like, "Wait, that guy threatened me." And then he's like, "No, Greg, no." And then he like goes to the guy, and they start fucking getting pissed at each other, and everybody like pauses to watch the fight, and then it just like they don't end up fighting, but he's like, "Man, the whole plant closed down just to see that fight. Like they were ready. Like those are the two meanest fucking dudes ever."
Jesus.
Oh my god, this guy sounds fucking great. This is so funny. He basically was just telling me about how this guy was very intimidating, how nobody fucking could handle him at all. He had told me like he needed money, and he brought Greg along with him, and he like goes to this guy, shows up in his office, and he's like, "Yep, we need a $5,000 like bill or whatever right now because you owe that much money." And then whatever, the guy like writes up the stuff, calls the guy he needs the money from, and he's like, "Okay, when can I get the next check?" And then he's like, "I'll give it to you in a few weeks," whatever. Time goes by. And then that dude that felt threatened ends up calling the guy he owed money to, and he's like, "I'm going to put you in jail for threatening me." And he's like, "Did we threaten you at all?" And Gary looks at him and he's like, "Well, I brought Greg with me." Like, that was just threatening in and of itself because he's 6'7", whatever. Holy shit. So yeah, I got the whole Tales of Greg today. That was amazing.
That's beautiful.
It was super funny. I was like, I gotta remember this guy's name, Greg.
Damn.
I know his last name too, but I'll keep that private.
Well, yeah. You know, like that's like there's always like stories like that. I hear those, and it's always like the trades. It's always like some like tradesman. Oh yeah, Jordan down in Ohio was a guy.
Never met a guy that could shuck corn faster than Jordan. Jordan used his teeth.
Yeah.
Only had 2 front teeth. He'd shuck corn faster than any fucking man I know. Out there, right on the field. Never seen anything faster. All I saw was the shucks of corn flying in the air. He had to have 5 grown men stand in a line, pass the corn as fast as they could. He'd right with his 2 front teeth. That's all he had.
Yeah, he was a programmer too.
Yeah. Died being run over by a tractor. God bless him. Rip in peace, Jordan. Never met a better shucker in my life.
Well, they always end up with like gang violence. I think that's always how it ends. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a crip in that tractor. They were fighting county lines. The Hells Angels came to back him up. The only thing he had was bullets and his teeth. Yeah, I had to let Greg needed to live on. That's what I
understand.
I had to do my best to relay that story.
It's immortalized now.
I know, dude. I'm just gonna call Gary over and tell him to tell the stories. It was so good.
Yeah, just have.
He used a lot of swear words that I didn't use in this.
Oh yeah.
And racial words too, because Greg didn't like black people either. He was not a fan of black people.
Speaking of that.
Yeah, they played basketball and he'd pick black people up and throw them against the wall if he got penalized or something. There's a lot of other context I left out. Greg was racist.
Just a little. Oh God. Let's see. Like I'm working at a place right now, and the guy I work with, like, he's pretty racist.
Yeah.
Just like, and I just go like, yeah. But he always goes like, hey, it's the Prince of Poland. I don't know. Everybody to him is just like their race or who, you know. And so I told him like, yeah, I'm like 50% Polish. Oh, it's the Crown Prince of Poland coming in today. And it's like, yep, I'm here.
I've met people like that too. It's just like, their whole experience is like colored, ironically, by very few people they've met, sort of thing.
Yeah, and they attach, like, whatever you tell them the first time, attach permanently.
Yeah.
Title, overhead. Your Minecraft name that displays overhead. Oh, there he is! Crown Prince of Poland.
I was debating if I want to talk about this subject. Maybe I'll just tell you later.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I was going to ask, have you committed any microaggressions lately? On accident, obviously.
Yeah.
Did I tell you my story of when I went to the movie theater?
What does this have to do with microaggression?
Yeah, it's I was working on this. Actually, so this is not what you think. It'll be funnier than you think. I was working on a comedy bit because I was thinking of eventually doing like 10 minutes of comedy. So I'll tell you the story of what happened.
Yeah.
So my girlfriend and I, we get tickets to go to an anime movie, okay?
Okay.
It's the new Spy X Family movie or whatever. We wanted to see it because we've watched a bunch of the show. Mm-hmm. And we did like a matinee show. It was like 11. And I was like, okay. That when we got the tickets at 3 a.m., there was nobody in just any of the seats. None of them were checked out. So we go there, and we go, we get our stuff, and then we go into the theater, and there's people there.
Can I ask? I'm sorry, but what? Can you tell me what movie? You don't whisper the movie theater in my ear because this will give me.
It was the one right over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No,
okay.
It's not.
Okay.
This story is not going to go like you expect. I swear.
You tell me my. All right.
I have 2 microaggression stories.
Continue.
This is the first one.
Oh, okay.
That one will go more the way you think it is. So we get into the theater and we see there's a bunch of people, and we notice that there's people in our seats that we got out. So we're like, maybe we're wrong. And so we checked our tickets to see if we were in the right movie theater.
Classic move, yeah.
And then we look up, and we see they're still in our seat. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I got to be confrontational. So I go up, and I'm like, hey, I think you're in our seats. And I saw a woman, and I saw a man. Mm-hmm. It was kind of dark. It was hard to see. Both white, by the way.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. So I hand him the ticket, and then she takes the ticket, and she looks at the ticket, and she looks at me. She looks at the ticket. She looks at me. Looks at the ticket. Looks at me. This goes on for like a while, like an uncomfortable amount of time. And then faintly, I start to see like a little bit more. And I recognize that they're actually like retarded. Like,
oh no.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I get it. I was like, I sat there and I was like, okay. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what's the best way to solve this situation? I was like, I don't know if they can understand what I'm saying. I don't know if I can, relay my message to it. And so I was trying to put on my empathy cap. I was like, okay, let's be empathetic here, right?
Yeah.
I paid for these seats, or we want to make sure we get our seats, and we also want to communicate to them properly. And I was like imagining, I'm like, if I had Down syndrome,
sure,
what would I want to feel? And I was like, well, I'd probably want to be treated normally, right?
Yeah.
That would be the thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I looked at him, and I was like, I'll treat him normally. Get out of my seat, you fucking retard. No. I didn't actually say that. No. So, anyways, yeah, their handler came up and they're like, oh my God, we're so sorry. We didn't know anybody would be sitting here. And they shuffled them out. And I was like kind of awkward because I was like, oh, I'm sorry about that. They're like, no, don't be sorry. It's fine. We just didn't think anybody, whatever. And then, sweet, we got our seat. They're warmed up by the people before us.
Sure.
And, yeah, it was just like one of those groups of people where they have a bunch of slow or mentally challenged or autistic, whatever. I don't know what it is. But all those,
Yeah. Happens.
People, that they bring out on a bus and shit.
People.
Bring them to places.
Tell them what kind of bus.
It's like a short white bus with like a big puzzle piece on it. No, I've seen it before when I worked at whatever. I worked at the golf course. We'd see them wheel them out. Anyways, I thought you'd find that funny. No, my real microaggression story, it was an accident as well. Obviously, I didn't call the person a retard. I'm not. I have a heart, obviously.
Yeah.
No, my real microaggression story of race. I was sitting there, and there was this lovely lady who was like wiping down seats after. It was in a movie theater, surprisingly, as well. We had finished a movie, and I was asking her. I was like, "Hey, I have a question for you. What's like the weirdest thing you've seen somebody bring into a movie theater?" Because like I've asked that to people at like grocery stores before as well. And I was like, "What's the weirdest thing people have bought?" And like one of the girls was like, "I saw somebody buy like just like 5 lobsters and just like put them on the thing." And she's like, "That's the weirdest shit I've ever seen." Anyways, I was asking this girl because I wanted to build up my repertoire. I'm like, "Oh, I've never worked in a movie theater. Like, what's the weirdest thing she saw like bring in?"
Yeah.
Young black girl, and she was like, "Oh, sorry, I haven't worked here long enough. Like, I haven't seen anything." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Yeah, it'd be like kind of crazy if they brought like I don't know chicken in there or something," and then like and now hold on, and then I was like, and I paused for a second. I was like, "Could you imagine if they brought like a big watermelon in or something like that?" And then I wasn't even thinking about it. These were just like the first thing that came to my head because I was like, "Imagine, right?" And then I like paused and I was like, wait, those two things sound like I'm like racially stereotyping this person, even though those are the first two things.
Crazy. You just repeat it.
And then, so I got self-conscious. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm not trying to microaggression. And then I was like, what's the randomest food I can think of? I was like, could you imagine, like, Applebee?
Grits. No, just... Jesus
I'm like,
Christ.
I'm fucking dying. I'm sitting there, and then she like finally responds, and she's like, "Yeah, I've seen somebody bring McDonald's in." I'm like, "Yeah, it's fucking crazy, isn't it?" And I was like, "I hope she doesn't go home and think I was just some racist dude like baiting her or something." It's just literally the first two things that came to my head unconsciously. Oh my God.
I've done similar, like pretty much exactly the same. Like I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just be like. Yeah, I don't know. I was at work and I was like, "Oh man, some fried chicken sounds pretty good. Summer's coming around. Watermelon. It's a. I don't know. I've felt you.
It was just really funny.
Yeah.
Because
then you're like, no. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like your brain catches up and it's like, whoa.
Wait a second.
I'm putting the patterns together.
Wait, I didn't know that connection was there.
Racist blinking. I swear, I love black people. And the slow people too. Please. Jesus. I'll wear the puzzle piece shirt. Fuck.
But anyway, dude, I actually made somewhat of a list.
Yeah, let's see your list.
Well, this is a bit of a meme because I just made it. So basically, I knocked down a wall in my basement.
Yeah,
okay.
Because you were angry, not because you were doing renovation.
Yeah. I just got so mad.
You really dislike having the privacy of the bathroom when people are over, and you want to watch them take a shit, so you broke down the wall.
Yeah, and like we've tried it out now because there's been guests over, and they're like, "Oh, I'll just use the upstairs." I'm like, no, that's not for guests.
Yeah,
this is the guest restroom.
Yeah, you have just a clear piece of glass and a camera right at them, and there's just a camera in the toilet, but it's like, it's just like one of these cameras, like a full ass.
It's just a normal camera. I couldn't like get a
far away from the bowl. Yeah, it's in a plastic bag. You have it zip-locked. You're like, yeah, could you press this every minute?
Yeah. Okay, so like you're gonna walk in, and then you got to turn on the camera because I don't want to kill the battery. So whenever you walk in, turn on the camera and then hit record. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you can do whatever you're gonna do. But anyway, knocked on a wall. We used the wall as anger therapy. My wife would come home after a frustrating day at work, and so the drywall was just an easy target to just hit.
Fuck it up.
Yeah, just destroy that thing. Yeah. All the way through, 2 layers. So that was, I think that is, I personally, I don't get anything out of it other than like the satisfaction of having the wall fully down. That's what I get out of it. But like, I know my wife satisfied hitting the wall, she
coworker. Came 3 times.
Yeah.
Hitting the wall.
Thrice.
Yeah.
Is what we say.
Undulating hips, every sledgehammer hit.
Every time.
Yeah. Full body orgasm.
It was extreme.
What else is on your list?
Oh, you don't want to continue on this?
You're such a pervert. It's like where the 4th wall is broken.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
We did I talk about the fondue?
I think you did last time.
Okay, I talked about the fondue. That was on the list for some reason because I just can't remember things.
Pretty sure you talked about the fondue.
Yeah. So basically, but anyway, so with the wall though, this is like it's pretty scrambled. So basically, with the wall, we took all the furniture from the lower floor and moved it elsewhere, which made everything else condensed,
cluttered. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like kind of weirdly nice. Because we only have 2 floors of our house right now, so it's kind of like it's weird, but it's like I think I just like it right now because it's a change in my environment. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, this is good. My cats, they freak out a little bit, they not really freak out, but they're kind of obsessed with the basement because they're like, this is weird. I don't know what's going on down here. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty fun. You know.
Did you explain why you knocked the wall out?
I was mad.
Besides,
do I need a reason? In my own home? You're going to make me angry. I'm going to take down a wall here.
We could probably lose that wall, let's be honest.
This one?
Yeah.
This one right off screen? Right there?
Okay. That one right there.
Yeah, that sounds good. No, but we just wanted a bigger living room.
Oh.
So, like, our living room, what happened is originally it was, like, one big room, like a big living space area. And then the family that lived in our house before us, they had 5 kids in a 3-bedroom house. And so they made the basement into 2 bedrooms by splitting the living room in half.
Makes sense.
So.
Yeah. So you got rid of that office then, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So where are you going to game now?
I don't know, but we'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about that. I'll game wherever, dude. I'm a true gamer. I'll game here or there or around the square.
I'll game on my iPhone if I need to.
Yeah, Fortnite's on this thing, dude.
What are you talking about? You don't play Fortnite. You play Clash of Clans or whatever.
Clash Royale?
Yeah, whatever.
Get it right?
Crown Royale, Clash Royale.
You're
consistent.
Crown, yeah, exactly. Anything Royale, I'm in. So anyway, I was thinking about translating. Why don't we translate some like podcast material into like a couple different languages and then translate it back, and then like at the end, so like you could do like English into French, French to like Russian, Russian to like South Africa language,
yeah,
and then to Brazilian, and then back to Vietnamese, and then to English, and then you can use that in like a Shakespeare translator, so that way it's Old English. And then now we have like true podcast.
That's an interesting idea.
Just re-record the entire podcast.
Yeah, we should that would give us another 50 episodes.
That's what I'm saying. It literally doubles.
Speaking of which, I think this is 49.
What are we going to do for the big 5-0?
Yeah, what are we going to do? Should we talk about it on 49 or should we talk about it after the podcast?
I don't know.
It's not really podcast content.
It's not really podcast content, but maybe we could figure something out.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do another Dark and Darker stream. Those people never saw the last one.
Oh, yeah, right. You guys, it's forgotten footage.
Yeah, Patreon only.
The Patreon, whenever we get Patreon.
Or the Chinese web hackers that hack me.
They'll
get those files. We have that amazing scene of us in the hell world and like me fighting that thing with like 2 health.
Yeah.
That giant gargoyle. And you're being like, oh my god, you're going to die, dude. You're going to fucking die.
Yeah, that was pretty epic.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, so like, that was fun. That game's out now, but
I have it.
Yeah? Did you play it?
No.
Yeah.
I played it like once.
I thought I bought it maybe, but I don't know.
Actually, that's not typically a type of game I would play because it resets progression all the time. I'm happy to support it though.
Because it was fun.
Yeah.
It was an interesting game.
It was good. I enjoyed the play test, and I also had a lot of fun with friends, and I would probably only play it with friends.
Yeah.
Not something I would play solo ever.
I think I'm in the same boat. Yeah. Yeah. But speaking of video games, dude, have you seen Dr. Robotnik's Ring Racers?
No, but I've seen you've been playing that.
So this is a Sonic fan game that's a Doom 2 mod that's a kart racer.
That's a lot of things to process, but it sounds pretty cool.
It's
actually
really good.
The one thing I put on I've been working on my Twitch About Me, like I showed you, and the one thing I put in there was I like all genres of games except racing.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really play racing games.
You don't like kart racer?
I played Mario Kart when I grew up, but it's not really...
Not your thing.
What do you like about the Robotnik game, though?
Well, I think it's, I just wanted to shout out.
The fan team, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally like they made like 200 like tracks and like a ton of music for the game and like a bunch of, obviously they made the entire like thing out of, I don't know if it's still in the Doom 2 engine, but it's something like that. And they had a mod before that was just like Sonic Robo Kart or something like that. And this is like the big version 2 where they changed a bunch of stuff, and it's just like, this is better than like most full games, and they'll never get paid for it.
That's kind of I actually love Sonic fans.
Oh yeah, it's like, insane.
There's that guy that does those animations like every week with the Sonic characters with the fat asses. Have you seen that dude? I watch him like every week.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
I gotta know.
Oh my god, dude. It's like the best content I've ever seen. Let me show them.
Oh yeah, we need to. This is your secret.
Sonic
booty.
I can't remember. What is that, dude? Oh, it's just I'm trying to remember what his name is.
I don't know. Is he like a Twitter guy or something?
It's like Sonic Tails cartoon. There's like one version of the Sonic cartoon that hasn't continued. Wow, we get a lot of interesting things into this.
Yeah.
Man, what is this guy's name?
You just look up Sonic and this is what you get.
I did just get recommended one of his videos.
Oh, yeah, you're trying to find it in the...
God.
Classic.
I think I favorited one, too. Here, I'll just look at my favorites.
Flash game nostalgia. Happy Wheels isn't... Oh, I guess it is like 10 years old.
Where's how do I get to play my stuff?
Here we go. Oh, dude, it's all... Look at all this. People are...
You get to see my unlisted playlist. Fuck.
Yeah, look at everybody knows now.
Everybody knows the secret things I like.
Mm-hmm.
Barney Carnage. This Mario Nasty song that was actually
wow,
kind of lit.
Whoa.
I watch a lot of YouTube.
Do you think edginess is coming back, by the way?
I don't think so.
No? I feel like it is a little bit.
Why do you think so?
I don't know. It just feels like the internet's been slightly more edged, less round.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. It's just like I feel like I've been consuming more content that has been slightly more edgy than...
I found it. Tamers, dude. Tamers,
no.
1, 2, 3,
What
4,
is
5.
this?
Dude, he's
My Little Pony?
so good, dude. He is so good.
Just clicking on like...
Dude, these are the best fucking things ever.
I feel like I've seen this.
He does these... Oh, God.
What is this?
I don't understand, dude.
Yeah, I've seen that guy.
Yeah.
All right, I know
dude,
what this is.
He does whatever this
Hello.
is. Hello. We are doing our podcast. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
gonna have to censor that. Whatever.
I think you are. Yeah.
That was bad.
It was pretty bad.
Whatever this is, dude.
Hello.
Hello to the podcast.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest.
Yeah, I'll talk to you after. But anyways. This guy goes so hard with this. And he does it like every week, dude. He's got 296 patrons, bro. Every fucking week.
Why?
This guy goes so hard.
This beautiful running animation. Wow.
Yeah. I'll have to censor that whole section.
Oh, yeah, I think you'll have to censor that all.
But anyways.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, that was
that's what was going on there.
Tamers, man.
I've seen.
Go watch that stuff if you want it.
I've seen the I've seen an animation that was like whatever that blonde guy with the
Barnaby or whatever.
Yeah, he was like making a sandwich or something at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I don't know what the fixation is, man, but that guy does such a good job. Sonic fans, dude.
Yeah. So, but you know that whole game, like I don't know. I wish that they could just use that and then take all the Sonic parts out of it and release it as a full game for like, I don't know. They're already doing it for free. Why don't you sell it for like $5?
Yeah.
Just, I'll pay. I'll pay for 4 games.
Yeah, put whatever characters you want in it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you want like Schmegman?
Yeah,
Schmegma Man.
Make whatever AI generated Sonic fan art characters you can.
Yeah. I need this to be legally distinct Sonic, please. But yeah, no, dude. Other than that, well, the video game was cool. I've been having a little bit more like free time. My work is only 6 to 2, and so like I have like the rest of the day, and also I'm close to work, so there's no like drive time really. There's like 2 minutes drive time to my job, and it's been really nice. Mm-hmm. So this is how I've like knocked out this construction. And, like, I don't know, I've been doing a bunch of stuff around the house.
That's good. Do you feel like it's, I mean, You've generally communicated on our podcast an apathetic behavior towards not feeling like you're doing stuff. Do you feel like you're able to do stuff that you like now?
Yeah, and I don't know why all of a sudden, but I just feel like I would rather be doing things, at least for now. So like I feel very satisfied when like I work from like 6 to 2. I get out of work, I go home, and I do stuff till like 6 o'clock or so. And like I'm like, oh wow, I actually did like a full day's worth of stuff. That's been nice.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So, but yeah,
I put 11 hours into Abiotic Factor. Have you played that yet?
I've seen it. Is that the one where everybody has like a different little thing that they do? No.
No, it's like Half-Life meets a survival game.
First person, there's like crafting. You
Yeah.
can build like a spinny blade thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What I thought there was like classes or something, but
There is classes, but they're not that important.
Okay.
They're
Gotcha.
kind of like you you have some pre-made classes, and then you can take like a random nothing class and then just pick your own positives and negative traits, which is fine.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of tired of like survival crafting.
I love survival crafting.
Yeah,
It's
some
my
people.
favorite genre, dude.
Yeah.
I play the shit out of that.
Yeah, I think for me,
Like me and the boys in the mines, picking away. Yeah.
oh man, I got 30 levels of experience. Time to go to the enchanting table. Yeah.
That's me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm all right.
I got coal miner in my blood.
You do. You love mining.
I love mining. I love coal.
Yeah, all right. I have like 3 more things on this, dude.
All right, let's hear them.
You're a miner at heart.
I am.
Anyway. So anyway, dude, I know I've talked about this before. I know I have to have. But because all the trees bloomed, everything's all green and lush now. I was laying in my hammock, just sitting back, relaxing, and I look up and I look into a tree and I'm like, man, trees don't follow any rules. They just do what they want, man. And that was my like stoner thought of the day.
We have talked about this.
We've
before.
talked about this so many times.
But you continue. I'm not saying it to not talk about it. I'm just.
Yeah.
You have mentioned this before.
But
you and trees go back.
Yeah, no, I know. And then every spring, I think I recognize this. I do the same thing where I'm like, man, trees are so cool. But the whole spiel. I'm sure I've done this before, where it's just like, yeah, no. If you look at like the world, everything's so square because we built it to be square and efficient, whatever. But actually, nature takes over. It's just random. So anyway. Yeah.
Do you think your problem is just that you like need vitamin D, and so now if the sun's out, you feel better because of the D?
I usually do. Yeah. I am solar powered. Yeah.
Yeah, we all are.
Well, technically, I mean,
yeah.
I just take vitamins and soy.
I just eat estrogen burgers.
But a burger's a little too manly for me. I just kind of slurp it through a straw.
Even better. That's the better way to do it.
I slurp it.
Yeah, you put it in your Nutri-Blender.
Yep.
Along with a slice of Little Caesars pizza. And then you got some kale chips in there as well for the healthy stuff, obviously.
Oh, yeah, you need the greens.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't...
Corn oil...
Yeah.
Kale chips, yeah.
Well, and if you don't blend that enough, though, the problem is that it's like too... my tongue has to work too much. And I really don't want the muscles because it'll make me gain weight. So I just kind of drip feed it in an IV.
Yeah, that's the better way to do it.
Yeah, I have a port on my stomach.
That saves your tongue so you can do all your Ahegao OnlyFans pics that you do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like...
You need the droopiest, weakest tongue for that.
It's true. It's heavy now, right now, and so I'm kind of getting to the point where it'll be really, really droopy.
How do you feel about people that use tongue scrapers?
What's a...
It's like a piece of metal that you use to scrape your tongue every morning.
Metal?
Yeah, it's like a tongue scraper.
Just use like your toothbrush.
People use like metal implements and then they scrape their tongue every morning.
I feel like it's just that seems extreme to me.
Yeah.
Because you ever use like a toothbrush on your tongue? Like that, I feel like that does probably the same job, but doesn't have a metal piece. Like, here's the problem with metal, right? Is that it stores bacteria easily. I mean, so does your toothbrush, really, but I feel like the metal would be worse somehow. Like, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. I've never met anyone that uses a tongue scraper, and so I was like, do I have to be that guy?
To use a tongue scraper?
No, I mean, like, do I have to become the only dude to do that?
Oh, you're the first man.
Yeah, because there's no one in my friend group that does that.
Oh, okay.
Like, do I got to be the one?
Yeah, you're the tongue scraper guy.
I'm the only guy that crawls.
Yeah.
In my friend group.
Well, so like it's like
I gotta be the tongue scraping guy too, is what I think.
Yeah, this guy, he's into like building stuff. This guy, he's into guns.
Yeah.
And this guy, he scrapes his tongue and crawls. Is that?
Yeah, I think that's sort of.
Yeah, that's.
And then I need a copper cup too.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been reading about Ayurvedic medicine from India.
You're almost to the coils.
I'm getting closer.
You one day I'm gonna come in and be like,
orgone energy. I'm gonna have a little fuck closet to get the orgone energy, and then I'm gonna come out with a stone. I'm gonna be like, I just beat off in that closet.
Just charge this.
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, you can look up orgone energy and figure it out.
Or coil religion.
I'm pretty sure it's all under orgone energy.
It's probably all there, yeah.
Yeah, because they were testing this idea that they could put people in like a closet and have them like fuck each other and then gain energy from it and harvest that energy somehow. And then they recorded that like other people that went into that closet afterwards, it's like a little locked off booth, they felt happier being in the dark closet that people had previously fucked in.
Stinks.
Which I was just thinking there, I'm like, yeah, just a bunch of perverts that go in there and they're like, it smells like cum. Like,
oh, there's a little on the floor.
Yeah. How do I feel about this? Happy. I'm overjoyed.
Yeah, for the case study that they did on that, because they definitely did a case study.
Yeah, there's a bunch of case studies.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, let's stack the jury on this one. Go to like I don't know, where do you find pedophiles?
Yeah. Yeah, they have those theaters where you can just like go in there and it's like a glass wall that separates you from the performer, and then you just beat off. Actually, we went to
that one.
We went to.
You went to one of those? That's epic.
We went to Ohio or something, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I, at the time, had just finished watching the movie Fritz the Cat, which is a XXX rated animation.
Is it?
Made by Ralph Bakshi.
I don't...
he's an animator who made many other illustrious things that are all adult rated in different ways. And he's got some very interesting animation. And it has some pretty interesting... cultural staying power is the best way to put it. But
is this making noise?
not to me. I don't hear it. Is it to you?
A little bit. I think I'm getting schizophrenic. Anyway, sorry.
Anyways, I had just finished watching
the Schizophrenia.
Skits the Cat.
I'm getting
the knack. No. And I was looking up things in the area after we got in a hotel there because we were going to go see the zoo or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had noticed that there was a building called like Fritz something. And I was like, what is that? And I looked up and it's just like a room you can go to with other consenting adults and just beat off.
And that's just legal?
That's a thing. Yeah, people do that. It was on Google. Like reviews. People are like, yeah, it's great, clean. Came and then there was like reviews and it's like, yeah, I walked in and then another guy showed up after me. We had a good time. They have
why do you need
VHS
like
things going? I'm like,
specific room?
yeah,
it's a goon cave. It's a public goon cave.
It's
public
literally
goon
a
cave.
Public goon cave. It was called like Fritz something.
Goon
like,
Caverns.
What the fuck?
What is this Fritz? I've never. I feel like I've heard that name before, but I've never seen the.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's good animation. Good might be relative. Might be subjective. It was interesting animation.
Yeah.
Very racial. Like the crows were like black people and there was things like
I feel
that.
like I've seen that.
Yeah, there's
Something
like a whole
that.
war message in there too. I don't think it's... I don't remember it being negative towards...
anything.
Minorities or culture. I'm not really sure. It's been a while since I've seen it. I just remember naked cats fucking and things like that, and it was pretty bizarre.
Wow.
I've seen a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like, imagine if you lived in, like, the 1600s. You'd never see these weird things.
I would never see animals have sex.
No, you'd never see that.
Now you can see it.
Yeah.
Cartoon animals.
And some dude took his time making an image that you can use your brain to see as animals having sex.
I don't even think that's how crows have sex, if I'm honest. I don't think he saw crows that had sex before.
No?
No.
Did the crow just, like, whip out a fat peen?
Yeah, just laid it on the table.
Well,
you'll have to watch it. It's an interesting movie.
How long is it? Like 20 minutes?
It's like a full-length film. It's like 90, 120 minutes, whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, you'll have to look that up.
That's cool. I'll have to, next...
Yeah, we'll hear what you think. Your review of Fritz the Cat.
Tomorrow at work, I'll
yeah, watch it at work. Be like, yo, guys, check this out. Look at this thing my buddy showed me. It's just a video of Jordan shucking corn.
Of course.
Of course. We knew we'd always get back to it.
Yes.
What else is on your mind lately, man? You've been working more.
I've been working less.
You've been working less, but you've been doing personal projects more.
It's been very satisfactory.
You've been playing hundreds of levels of kart racing.
Oh, yeah.
Do they have power-ups in that game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Mario Kart.
Gotcha.
There's a really cool mechanic where you eat rings to go fast, but in Sonic, where you don't have rings, you get hit, you die. Similar.
Huh.
So it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's I mean, like, honestly, if you have Doom 2 legally, you can play the game.
Yeah, I'll consider that. Maybe I'll get Doom 2.
Yeah.
I saw that there's this weird anime game that, like, simulates raid bosses from, like, WoW MMORPGs that I wanted to play.
But it's hentai?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a normal game. God, you pervert.
I'm sorry.
We haven't talked about anything sexual, and you just have to make it sexual this whole podcast. You're such a fucking gooner.
I'm a bit of a horn dog.
I know exactly.
Wooga.
Yeah. A wooga. Beats chest.
No, what's the dog with rabbit foot? There we go. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I was just about to say something, and then I remember the rabbit foot thing, and then that ruined the entire train of thought.
I asked you what you've been doing lately, how you've been doing.
Yeah, I've been doing good, but it was something about that, though. You know what I mean? It was something in there. Maybe this is why I need the mushrooms. This is why I need the cordyceps in my brain.
You've been talking about needing mushrooms for a while.
I have, haven't I?
Do you think you should just start growing mushrooms? It's legal.
It is.
You have a bigger basement now.
Well, don't they need some darkness?
I mean, you practically have a fucking goon cave down there. What are you
I
talking
do have
about?
a goon cave. I mean,
you think you guys watching Netflix in the dark, damp basement is going to be enough to make some schizo shrooms grow?
Some schizo shrooms? Yeah. Good old schizo shrooms.
Yeah.
It just gives you schizophrenia.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you could just get the disease. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I've always wondered. All right, so here's something. I've always been you ever see anybody with schizophrenia? There's a video of a guy with schizophrenia, and he has a dog that he trained to greet people. Mm-hmm. And so when he's having a schizophrenic episode, and there's a shadow man at the door, he's like, greet, and then the dog's just like, I don't see anybody. Mm. So I'm like, that's cool. So
the dog can proof. And then the dog is like, well, I'm gonna own you, so I'm gonna play with you by inducing a psycho episode, and I'm not gonna greet him, or I'm gonna pretend to greet him, and then you're gonna be like, oh no, it's the dark shadow man again.
No, I took too many benzos. Yeah,
dude, I had this buddy that's kind of schizo, and we haven't seen him in a while, and I heard a story when I was camping. One of our other mutual friends had talked to him, and he didn't know about what was going on with him or whatever. And he gets this call out of the blue from him, and he's like, yo, dude, can you do me a favor? And so this is after some shit went down and some domestic violence or whatever, and my buddy didn't know about it. And so he calls him, and he's like, yo, can you do something for me? I need you to go back to my mom's house. I need you to grab something for me. And he's like, okay, well, yeah, I can do that for you. Like, what do you need? He's like, oh, sweet, sweet. Okay, so what I need you to do is I need you to, like, go into my room. I need, like, this specific book. I want you to open up this tin. It has my magic cards in it. I need you to grab one card. It can be any card. You just need to grab a card. I'll know what to do with it when you bring the card. And then I also need you to get my tarot cards. And we're going to go up to Quantum Falls tonight. And then when the moon reaches this certain phase, I'm going to be able to tell your fortune. And my buddy's like, what? Okay, I mean, yeah, I can run over and get that for you. And he's like, oh, sweet, that's awesome, yeah. And then, like, he was hiding in the woods at the time because of the situation that went down.
Uh-huh.
So, like, the friend of mine just, like, calls, like, the dude's mom, and she, like, explains it to him, and he's like, oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I don't need to stop by and grab the stuff.
Yeah.
He was like, watch out for my mom. She's, like, actually possessed by a demon. And
Yeah.
it was, like, a bunch of stuff. It was really
Jesus.
bizarre, dude.
Yeah.
I hope that guy's doing well.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, like, because it's just
sorry, he needed his meds. That's what he needed.
Well, it's just like, you know, I don't know. That whole thing is like, every time that you have like a schizophrenic like episode, it's just like, your reality is just different from everybody else's, and you can't really tell. I think that that's really interesting. Because you can prove that person's not real with other people or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird. I hope he gets the help he needs, whatever that is.
Hopefully. Yeah. But yeah, dude, what else you been doing? You doing anything? You've been
I gotta read some boring books for book club, dude.
What do you got?
I gotta read 2 books.
Old Maid's Tale?
I gotta read The Doctrine of Fascism, and I gotta read Karl Marx, The Communist Manifesto.
Wow. So you're reading a fascist book and a communism book.
Yeah. Like, they're both pretty thin, but I'm still, like, begrudgingly not excited to read them.
I thought you had, I think last time we talked, you still had to read the communism one.
Well, that one's it's been lurking in the shadows for a while because it's a lottery pull for our book club.
Yeah.
So, like, everyone puts a name in the hat off of the list.
Yeah.
And whatever gets pulled. And so we've been narrowly avoiding like a majority vote for Communist Manifesto for like 5 sessions.
Why don't they just read the Communist Manifesto?
I don't know, man. I don't want to read the Communist Manifesto. Not because I don't think it'll be valuable, because obviously, like, people have talked about it.
Yeah.
For years now. There's a lot of it's
something
pretty public thing to talk about. There's whole ideologies and political frameworks built off of these things. It's not an unimportant concept to understand, or at least have read, and they're pretty short. Just my antagonism towards it is I don't feel I personally know enough about economy, capitalism, or those things to make like that much of a judgment on it. Like, am I going to be able to discern through like how, you know, the function? I'm not saying it's invaluable for me to read, but I don't feel like I'm ready to read it.
You might be surprised.
Yeah, it's probably what'll end up happening.
I don't think it would be that bad.
Yeah, we'll see. It's pretty thin. The Doctrine of Fascism is pretty thin too. It's this tiny book here.
Oh, I thought that was like a different thing.
Very thin.
It just has a picture of Hitler on the front?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is...
I don't know why we're reading this one. I don't know anything about the Doctrine of Fascism.
You could literally read this in like...
Yeah, a day.
An
hour.
An hour.
Yeah,
yeah.
I paid $6 for this, dude.
Oof. Yeah, but I mean, like...
We'll see. I'll get through it.
Yeah, that doesn't look bad
I could read it on podcast.
You could literally... That would be the rest of the episode.
The origins of this doctrine. Nah, it's kind of boring. I think I'll...
Yeah. Well, you don't think you could spice it up by, like, switching out words with, like, fart?
Empire of Scat Fetish. The scat state will be expressing power and empire.
Oh, my God.
I don't know, man. We'll see how that goes.
That man has a silly mustache.
He does.
You know... Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I gotta read that for book club. Have I been doing anything else? Yeah, let's talk about cool stuff I've been doing.
Yeah, no, I want to see what you've been doing.
Yeah, I hate Twitch About Me pages So I've been making a cool one. I got my stats. I read that people, the reason you put, like, it's worth putting information on your About Me page is so that people have things in chat to talk about. And I was planning on streaming soon because I have, like, a bunch of stuff I want to talk about.
Oh, so you just put, like, really edgy things on there?
No, I have normal stuff on here.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, I could put edgy things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got normal stuff, and I spent a lot of time working on my beautiful button thing to hark back to the internet.
Yeah.
I got my legalized raw milk.
Yeah. This editor you're in, what is this?
This is Ace Sprite.
Okay.
It's a purely Sprite graphic.
Just Sprite. Okay.
Yeah. It's really nice. I bought it a while ago, but I've been training myself on it more recently because I realized that I can just make all the hotkeys the same as the Game Maker hotkeys and use that. So I've just been doing that. Yeah. It's been super nice.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I've been doing that. I put all my childhood stuff, kid pics, Barney Carnage, just things I hate on there too, like Mediocrity. I really like this map in Quake 3 across space.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's got it all. It took me several days to do it.
Looks really good.
Yeah, I love it. I love how it turned out. The only one I didn't put a lot of effort into was this one. I might change this to something. I'm not sure what yet.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Maybe.
What's the? You should do one with Uberleben.
Yeah, that's true.
You should just have Uberleben.
Yeah, childhood.
I mean, that's just me. Yeah, I don't know why I thought of that, but that.
You like Uberleben, yeah.
It's a good time.
It was a great game.
I don't know where it went. I still have it, but
I do too. It's a beautiful game.
It is.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So that I've been doing art. I think that's it.
I mean, like, honestly, like, it's been
Let's
really
just cut
nice.
the chicken off the head where it's at.
Yeah. As a final thought,
Yeah.
if you were to pass any kind of legislation and it had to be 19 paragraphs or more, what would your legislation be?
It would be about raw milk.
Well, so you have to make that 19 paragraphs
I could do that.
right now.
Yeah.
As like the final statement.
Oh, okay. Well, paragraph is 3 sentences.
Okay.
So that's 3 times 19.
I like milk is one sentence.
1 sentence. I think milk
Good.
good.
That's another sentence.
I think that milk good because it better raw.
Okay, that's one paragraph.
I believe raw good milk better because it not pasteurized.
Okay. Yeah.
Good raw milk has no pasteurization, which kills bacteria of milk.
Okay.
People banned raw milk because they had weak tummies.
Yeah.
I have strong tummy.
Okay. So
That's 2.
That's 2 paragraphs. Yeah.
I have strong tummy because I don't eat estrogen burgers.
Okay. So when are you going to put in the part about the gas companies getting more money?
That's going to be in
tax
paragraph 17.
Oh, okay. You got to hide it in there.
Yeah. Dude, it reminds me of that book. I was listening to a podcast recently that was talking about, it was Overdue. I really like the Overdue podcast. It's 2 guys. One guy reads a book. They trade off each time. They talk about the book. The book they were talking about was The 3 Body Problem, which is a famous Chinese sci-fi book that just got a Netflix show recently. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I thought was really funny is that the English translation of the book has the book rearranged in a different way than the Chinese version. And the reason is because in the Chinese version, there is an actual whole section that's kind of like a criticism of like the Cultural Revolution in China. And so what they did is the editor of the book was like, we'll just put it like halfway through the book and the censors won't even get halfway and then they'll just pass it. And that's exactly what happened. And so when we got to the English market, they put everything in the correct order in the beginning, in chronological order how it's supposed to be, and you get that like Cultural Revolution criticism, and then the rest of the book plays out. But I thought that was kind of funny.
That's cool. Damn.
Anyways.
Anyway.
You're phasing out, literally. Look at that.
Goodbye. I'm going to phase out now.